Hello, welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of CropLife and CropLife Iron magazines, here again with Lara Sowinski in our bunkers. Laura, how you doing today?
Our bunkers. I'm fine.
Actually, back in the day when it was Paul Shrimp and I doing this, when we first went remote, he referred to our home locations as the undisclosed locations. And I actually teased that we uttered those two words so often in the videos that I'm sure that a few of our viewers are making a drinking game where they had to take a shot whenever we said those two words. So, but anyhow, if you guys are still doing a drinking game, undisclosed locations. So there's your shots.
Well,
So hey, I guess we have I guess we'll call it good news. So we've been doing good news, so we'll call this good news as well. I know this is the year 2023 when we were supposed to be getting a new farm bill, a 5-year farm bill approved. But given all the issues and wranglings going on in the nation's capital between the two respective parties, it was sounding pretty bleak. I know we've been talking to folks in the marketplace, and they were not real positive a farm bill was going to get done this year. And, on the negative side, that doesn't look like it's going to happen. But on the positive side, we do have an extension. The House and Senate Ag Committees got together this past week, and they extended the existing farm bill for another couple of months. And as they put out a joint statement that said this extension is in no way a substitute for passing a 5-year farm bill, but we remain committed to working together to get that done next year. So again, we won't have a new farm bill here in 2023, but it sounds like early in 2024, if all goes well, we will get a 5-year extended farm bill passed through Congress.
Yep, that is good news. And as we were talking prior to recording Retail Week this week, not only is it good news, but you've said before that of all the legislation and all the back and forth and tug of war over various things in Congress, that generally both parties can get together when they need to, at least on the farm bill. If there's one thing that their combined constituents kind of are all wanting them to do is to get behind it on that. So yeah, gosh, I hope the extension's good news. I hope that everything that needs to be part of that and the things that they still need to iron out, I hope that all gets done timely when they come back after the first of the year.
Yeah, no, and again, we'll be following that. But like you say, I mean, food security is a big issue in the marketplace. And again, if you're protecting the folks that are producing the food, the farmers, with some type of some certainty in the market, which is what the Farm Bill helps do. Obviously, it is a good thing for the country, plain and simple. Without farmers, we're not eating.
Yeah, that's it.
We're out in the yard like those squirrels that always annoy my dog, and we're just sort of scrounging for the nuts. And I don't really view me as the kind of person that wants to be fighting over walnuts in the backyard with a bunch of gray squirrels, because they're pretty nasty when they get mean. So
Eric, I'm really stumped for words, but you're the only person that's like, what, can't top that. Just the visual of it.
See, this is why you've put up with me for the last year and some months, because yes, you don't know what to say. You're like, is he serious? Is he joking? Is he crazy? I don't know. So viewers, if you have an opinion on that, please send it to Laura and her email, and I'm sure she'll appreciate it. So, hey, before I talk about my trip this week, I'm going to kick it back to you, because I guess you have some sort of news to share as well that I guess you could call DC-ish. So,
yeah, we obviously get a lot of updates and announcements from USDA about programs and grants and things that they're doing. And actually, one kind of caught my eye this week. It's a USDA announcement that came out regarding the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program. So the BFRDP, which isn't doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program, which provides grants to organizations for education, mentoring, and technical assistance initiatives for beginning farmers and ranchers. So, this caught my eye because we often talk about labor and attracting new talent, the next generation to the ag space. And this is a really, I thought, a creative program and generous, to be quite honest. So would encourage those out there who are interested to check it out, but to get alerts and more information on this program, you have to go to grants.gov and set up an account if you don't already have one, and it will provide the info to you. But again, check it out, Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program. The first sentence of this announcement from the USDA, they mentioned that 1/3 of the U.S.'s 3.4 million farmers are over the age of 65. So this program is to incentivize the new generation of farmers and ranchers. So I thought that was cool. Anyway.
Yeah, no, and if I want to be mean, normally when you have those acronyms like that, we make you pronounce the word. So I guess I won't be mean. I won't make you try to pronounce that.
Well, I do have the announcement. If anyone, wants more info, I'm happy to send that off to you. So lsowinski@meistermedia.com, and I will forward this to you. But yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, no, again, as we've talked about at several of our meetings with folks that, that we've attended, and even our own internal events, labor is something that everybody is looking for. And again, trying to get folks interested in agriculture younger is probably a better way to attract them to the marketplace, rather than trying to reach out to them when they're just getting ready to graduate from college and maybe have a better offer from someone in Silicon Valley necessarily. So,
indeed. Yep.
Yeah. So, hey, one thing also to share this week, I did take a trip. I was down in New Orleans. I was attending the T3 conference, which is put on by our friends at the Fertilizer Institute. And my thanks to everyone there for inviting me and allowing me to attend that meeting. This is the meeting, Laura. It used to be two different meetings, one that was on transportation and one that looked at fertilizer trends for the upcoming year. And I think about 3 years ago now, they combined it into a conference they called T3. So basically, the feedback from that meeting, they had some speakers talking about the macronutrients, potash, phosphate, and nitrogen. And everyone was saying basically, the big takeaway from those three presentations was that, with prices of fertilizer moderating, getting kind of back to where they were, not sky high as they were about a year ago as supply was tight, folks are expecting that there's going to be some uptick in fertilizer production and demand going into 2024. So it sounds like, based on what the experts think right now, it'll be a good year for the fertilizer market. And more near and dear to your heart, of course, the transportation side. They had a speaker there, Bob Costello from the American Trucking Association. You know Bob?
Yep, I do. Yeah, he's been around for a while, and he's great. He appears in a lot of supply chain and transportation and this event as well. So that's great. I'm glad he was there. What did Bob have to say?
Well, what Bob had to say, again, he was talking about the transportation outlook for trucks, of course, and trucking going into 2024. His big takeaway, his warning was that, every cycle is different for the trucking industry. He said, but this one seems very different, unquote. He says that he expects they're going to see some significant demand for truck capacity in the industry going into 2024, but it's still going to kind of be out of balance, out of step with what the market actually can support, and that he doesn't expect a demand surge to occur in 24 post-COVID. It's been coming back a little every year, and he still thinks it's going to be another marginal, minor increase for 2024. It was kind of interesting. He shared that 23% of the truck transportation in the U.S. is liquid tanks.
Well,
And he said of that tonnage, 2.9% is liquid fertilizer. So I thought that was very interesting.
yeah, that is. Actually, that's a higher amount than I would even expect to hear. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, I know obviously a lot of, excuse me, even like wine, but oils and dairy products and orange juice and on and on and on. But well, yeah, so 2.9%. Interesting.
Yeah, no, he did mention those other categories, and dairy did figure prominently into the pie chart he showed. But yeah, I took note of the 2.9% that was fertilizer. So I'm like, hey, that's our guy. That's our stuff. So
Awesome.
all right. Well, very good. Well, Laura, then let's dive into our favorite segment of the program. It is time for Fun with Numbers.
Fun with numbers. Are we going to have fun with Thanksgiving first, or is that after fun?
We'll do that after Fun with Numbers.
Because I actually have some fun.
Then if you miss the question, then we can end on a strong note. So.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
So, Fun with Numbers. This week I got an interesting number for you. 3,800, 38, 800. It's just a straight number, not a dollar amount, not a percentage. 38,800.
Okay.
All right. So, Miss Laura, is 38,800, is that A, the expected increase in Belarus fertilizer tonnage production in 2024? Is it B, the number of U.S. jobs that would be impacted by a natural gas ban? Is it C, the number of trucking jobs currently open in the United States? Or is it D, the number of leaves currently on my lawn waiting for pickup? And if our videographer is if he's following along, he is now posting a picture I took this morning of the leaf pile on my front lawn. And if you folks care to count, I'm sure you'll see there's more than 38,800 leaves on my lawn. So,
when you started to read the answers, the options, I'm like, Belarus, but it's like, well, how smart do you think I am? I mean, I follow the news, but for crying out loud, Eric, seriously.
Yeah. Well, question is, of course, do you have a guess? Discounting D, as always.
Which was one with available trucking jobs?
That was C, a number of trucking jobs currently open in the U.S.
I actually think that number would be higher, but for the sake of gravitating towards something I maybe could take a educated guess, I'm going to go with C.
No, your first instinct was correct. That number is higher. It's closer to about 100,000 jobs in the trucking industry. Your friend Bob did mention that I guess there's some drug laws that have gotten passed recently regarding drug testing. And I think he put up a figure of about 200,000 truck drivers had failed. And that of that amount, that like a little less than half have actually tried to go through the process of reapplying. So there is definitely a shortage closer to 100,000 truckers. No, the correct answer is B.
B.
The number of U.S. jobs that would be impacted by a natural gas ban. One of the speakers at the T3 conference was Richard Mayer from the American Gas Association. He gave an update on natural gas, which of course is used in the production of nitrogen-based fertilizers. And he mentioned that there are in some corners of the country, you can probably guess where, that they're talking about natural gas bans being part of environmental, the environmental movement going forward. And he pointed out that if such a ban was to take place, that 38,800 U.S. jobs would be directly impacted by that type of a ban. So,
okay. Well, I learned something. That's it's
We are
like
here to educate. This is what we do.
uh, that
So,
elusive Barbie Ferrari, huh? Okay.
yeah, no, that's all right. But hey, we do have something to give thanks for. And of course, that is the holiday of Thanksgiving. This will be the last video that we'll have before the holiday rolls around, because by the time our next video airs, people will be in a turkey coma or be tired from all their Black Friday spending and shopping. So, but anyhow, I brought along a couple of props. This is Ed and Martha, as my mother used to call them, the pilgrims that graced the Thanksgiving table at the Sfiligoj household, and will again this year. And I don't know if you can see, but Ed does actually have a little turkey there. So,
Oh my gosh, Eric.
hey, you got to have some props, right?
Yeah, those are sweet. Those remind me of 60 years ago, right? When we on the Thanksgiving table. No, that's really cute. Well, it's funny you said number of turkeys or turkeys in Black Friday. And so I was scouting around for some fun things regarding Thanksgiving. So regarding Black Friday, it happens to be not only a super big shopping day, right? We're all catapulting over one another trying to get that 75-inch TV for $100.
Yes.
It's the busiest day for plumbers. So
Oh,
you could,
interesting.
according to Roto-Rooter, they receive up to 50% more calls than they do on a normal Friday, because number one reason, the kitchen sink drains are clogged and the garbage disposals aren't working.
Yeah, I remember the turkey grease is really hard on plumbing. If you're not disposing of it properly, you are asking for trouble. So yeah, that's an interesting statistic, and it doesn't, given how some of my friends mistreat drains when they're cooking, I'm not that surprised. Sorry, friends.
Maybe convert it to biodiesel and you can run your tractor on it. Just don't put it down the drain, right?
Or you could always opt for one of my friends that was vegetarian and just have pizza with mushrooms and onions for Thanksgiving dinner. So,
Or tofurkey.
okay, that too. Well, anyhow, on behalf of myself and everyone here at CropLife Magazine.
Yo, I've got one more. No,
Oh, you've got one more. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize
that was
this
my
was a
intro.
multi-parter. I didn't get that. Sorry.
No, it's leading up to the big to do here. So, National Turkey Federation says 34.6 million turkeys will be prepared in American households this year. 95% of Americans polled do, in fact, eat turkey at Thanksgiving. So, okay, here's what I was getting to. Unbeknownst to me, in 1953, C.A. Swanson and Sons overestimated how much turkey it was going to sell for Thanksgiving, and they ended up with 260 tons of leftover frozen turkey. A Swanson salesman, Jerry Thomas, suggested the turkey be used in frozen dinners in aluminum trays. The following year, the company released what would become known as the first TV tray dinner. Ta-da.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Yeah, I had several of those silver tray dinners back in the day when I was growing up. So yes,
Oh gosh.
very near and dear to my heart. I always loved the part too when they did the dinner like that it's like you put it in the oven and then you had to peel back some of the foil halfway through the cooking so that the dessert brownie or whatever would thaw properly. So I always loved that extra step. So
Yep. See, every business threat is an opportunity. That's the takeaway.
perfect.
For our happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So yes, a happy Thanksgiving to all our viewers from myself and everyone here at CropLife. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you again real soon post-turkey. Take care. If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below. Your feedback is important to us. We will try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.